So I'm just going to take a moment and talk about my experience with Aphrodite. I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me questions about her, how she found me, what she's like to work with. So I knew that I had a deity trying to reach out to me. Now, mind you, I'm not so much a baby witch anymore, but I'm not like full-blown, absolutely comfortable in my practice. So I'm probably like a witchling, like in between. I had my awakening recently, about 2 or 3 months ago, and once I found witchcraft, I decided I wasn't going to seek out a deity. I mean, I researched some that people would talk about, but I didn't want to choose somebody because I felt uncomfortable working for somebody or with somebody that I didn't know when I was still new to my practice and what I actually wanted. So for years I struggled with my self-worth, my self-love, who I was. I was raised Christian, and I never fit in with Christianity. I tried to convert to Catholicism, so I took the catechism classes. I was told that I needed to stop asking questions, and the questions that I were asking were logical questions that normal people would ask, and then I was politely asked not to return to the church or to finish my classes by the priest. So clearly I've never fit in with that. So I found witchcraft, had my awakening. The whole story, how I ended up there, was insane. But I'm not going to get into that now. And I just feel like I need to make this video because I've heard a lot of things about Aphrodite, that people are afraid that others will think that they're selfish, or that they're vain, or that they have an inflated self-worth. And I can tell you that with Aphrodite, that's absolutely not the case. I didn't choose her. She chose me because I needed her. And I think I needed her more than she needed me, honestly. When I met her, she told me what she's here to help me with. And clearly my self-worth and my self-care and my self-love was high on that list because I didn't do it. And although she is the goddess of beauty, she also is the goddess of unconditional love and motherly love. And as a mom, I was lacking in that area because I didn't love myself the way I should have. So it was affecting all aspects of my life. So I've also, I have also been asked how I knew it was Aphrodite. I didn't at first. I could feel something reaching out to me. I would do my meditations and I would feel a touch on my cheek, my arm. And I forget all this until I start saying it again. And then random things would happen. I found snail shells at the lake near where I live. I picked up a random seashell at the thrift store and was like, oh, I want this. And I'm like, but I have no logical reason for wanting this. I don't have seashell decorations anywhere. Always drawn to mermaids. Mermaid shells, jellyfish is another big thing that I was into. And it's just been a lot of little things that have been peppered along the way that didn't make sense until she reached out. So I actually did, I was trying to talk to my spirit guide. I was trying to connect with my spirit guide. And I did my spirit spread. And the first card that you're supposed to pull is your spirit guide's card. So I did it, and on top was the judgment card. And I know when that judgment card comes out, that's my guide. Whatever the hell that message is, I need to listen to it, and I need to pay attention. Because that's how I found him. I kept getting the judgment card over and over and over again in my readings, in the person who reads for me. It just popped out continuously, over and over and over again. So I was trying to connect with my guide, and another card popped out. Now, for me, it was the star card. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be that way for you. So I got out my pendulum, and a little bored, and I asked my spirit guide, who is this? He refused to tell me. My spirit guide likes to make me work for what I do. He likes to make me research, but he also knows that I like it. I love Google, I love Pinterest, and as a writer, researching is probably more fun for me than writing, but that's a whole nother. So I went to do my meditation like I always do. Well, like I have started to do, and I don't pick my meditations beforehand. I get everything set up, I open up YouTube, and I type in guided meditation, and they tell me which one to pick. It's always been that way. So the first one that I was told to pick is the one that I'm going to put in the description down below, so you can try it. And I had just had a reading the day before from the girl who reads me, and she kept saying, this motherly figure is coming into your life. She's coming into your life. I'm like, don't know who it is because I just don't know. So I did the meditation, and they walk you through it, and when I walked into the room that they were telling me, I was fully expecting to see my spirit guide, my dad, a friend of mine that had passed on. I was ready. Like, yes, I get to see them again. Let's go. I walked in, I sat down, and they tell you, the person's walking through the room, and the second they said that, and the second the deity walked through the room, I cried, like I am now, because I just had never felt that amount of love in my life. Now, I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I can't even describe it. It filled the room. And I watched her, one of them's here, I watched her walk. She was covered in like a black cloak, and she walked to the front of the room, and she was beautiful, but it wasn't like a Kim Kardashian beautiful. Like, she was, and I'm not saying anything bad about Kim, I'm just saying she radiated beauty from the outside in, and you could see this long flowing red hair, and she was just like, come here, child. And that's how I know that she's talking to me, because I'm always referred to as child, or my child, or no child. She likes to say that to me a lot. So I hugged her, and it was just, if you haven't gone through an awakening, this sounds insane, and I don't really care. I know what I felt was real. I know what I've experienced is real, and I've talked to other people who have experienced something similar. So I really don't care what people think of me anymore. But it came out, and the whole time when I do meditations, I'm told something to research or to Google. That's how I found out my past life. That's how I found out who she is. And when I Googled with the phrase, I can't remember it right now, but when I Googled the phrase that I was told to Google, up popped this picture of Aphrodite in her red flowing long hair in her little shell. And I looked at the shell and I cried, because that shell is the same shell that I picked up at the thrift store the day before, when the girl who read me, when the girl who read me told me that motherly figure was coming into my life. So, picked up my pendulum, called in my guide. I'm like, is this what this card represents? Is this why I've been seeing it? And he told me yes. And I freaked out, and I called the girl who reads for me, and I'm like, oh, I know who it is, and it's just been amazing ever since then. New moon, she makes me do a ritual, and I don't even know where it came from. Like, I have flowers that I've saved that I've never put flowers in jars before, but I dehydrate them and put them in my jars, and it's this whole long thing. And I love working with her. I love working for her. I love how she's sassy, and when she wants her offering, she tells me. And it's usually the same thing, and she has very specific tastes. But your deity will let you know when it's time, and they might send you signals, but if you're looking and you're doing the right things, they will tell you. And if you're unsure and they're getting impatient, they will tell you. The day that I did that meditation, I didn't even open up my eyes. You know, when you're half asleep, and I was still half asleep, eyes still closed, and she told me, you need to channel me. I'm like, honey, I don't know how to do that. I've never. She goes, well, you need to meditate and find out. And that's when I did the meditation, and that's when I met her. So that is my experience with Aphrodite. I hope this helps. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will respond. And I will also put the link to the meditation that I did to meet her below. Okay?